So let me start with the home page. At the top of the page, you can see the summary of data collected in the repository. You can see the number of publications, projects, and other research output metrics. You can also see profiles of researchers and institutions' organizational units. DSpace 7 allows you to store and identify various kinds of data, including patents, datasets, dissertations, and many more. All data that are possible to add are compatible with core vocabularies. As I mentioned before, we are presenting the DSpace 7 Crease version, which is compatible with the serif standard recommended by European Union. Here, you can see the search bar, and I will get back to it later on. Now, let's take a look at the widgets that are displayed here. They were created by PCG Academia as a custom feature. In this example, starting from the left, we have the most viewed scientific output, the most influential scientists, and the most popular publications. Those are just examples, as data presented in each result could be adjusted and modified. We can, for instance, show scientific metrics and data imported through integration from external sources like altmetrics. You can see it on the screen now. This area and the whole homepage can be customized depending on the specific needs and could be easily modified to better reflect the character of your organization. Below the widgets, we have some custom statistics for disciplines referring to different types of publications, people, and units. Those statistics could be easily used for comparison of research outputs between the organizational units, for example, in relation to Sustainable Development Goals. Here on the right, we can see basic statistics about users' activity in the repository. We have downloads and views, as well as the number of items from each entity deposited in a repository. That overview shows very well how popular are items from repository and what kind of entities are deposited there. Now, let's scroll up to the top. Our search bar is located at the top of the homepage. It is customized to save you time while you are searching for research outputs, specific publications, units, infrastructure, and scientists. When I click on it, it expands into a full screen mode that can display, for example, most searched phrases or other shortcuts. When searching, we can either enter a specific phrase or just choose one of those on the screen by clicking it. The system instantly shows results of the search through all data collected in our repository. The results include not only publications, but as you can see now, also the profiles of researchers and projects related to the topic. Let's expand some filters located on the left-hand side that can be used to narrow down the search results. I choose type, journal article, and for example, a date period between 2015 and 2022 to get to the results I'm looking for. This is just one example how the new technologies used in DSpace 7 provide instant feedback and smooth user experience. Every search result can be customized to display the data important for a particular item that, for instance, differs for publication and other research output. DSpace 7 repository can display standard bibliometric indicators that are available through integration with external databases such as Scopus and Web of Science. It can also show additional alternative metrics that allow you to study the social perception of this publication using the altmetrics tools, as in the example on your screen. The entire view can be easily modified to meet the requirements of the organization. Now, let's move to the publication. On this page, we get access to all the information about that particular publication. Of course, all the data could just as well be shown as metadata in the standardized schema like Dublin Core. It is worth mentioning that we are able to see all the relations between this publication and other entities related to it, the authors, the institutions of authors, projects, etc. Scrolling down to the metrics area, we can analyze some statistics like views and downloads, as well as traditional bibliometrics from Scopus and Web of Science. Moreover, we can easily integrate alternative bibliometrics like altmetric, dimensions, and plumex. Let's click now on one of our authors. On author's page, we can see the basic contact information, but also profiles of author integrated from external sources, for example, Scopus, Web of Science, or ORCID. Below, you can see the research outputs, such as publications and projects of this researcher, and filter them in the same way as the search results. Filters can be used in many different ways. For example, you can use them to search for people with whom a specific researcher cooperated on projects or publications. Similar to the publications view, you can see the number of views on the author's profile. If you are interested in some additional details of an author, you can scroll to his biography, information about interests, languages spoken, as well as his employment and education history. Most of the researchers are affiliated with an organization. In DSpace 7 CRIS, you can easily navigate to the information on all of those affiliations. Now, let's quickly move to the organization profile. We see basic information about the unit, its sub-organizations, but also publications, projects, and people affiliated with it. I would like to point out that thanks to DSpace 7 CRIS various integrations, all elements of the repository are interconnected and easy to switch between. For example, you can go to the projects and see all the projects related to the organization. When you click on the name of a project, you are taken to the projects page where you can see some more detailed information. Projects organizations, people, and statistics. Let's move to the project. We see some basic information about project, relations with people involved in a project, and organizations that take part in a project. In the Outputs tab, we can see publications that were created as a result of a project. As I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, in order to access the administrator panel, you need to log in into the repository. Logging in will allow you to perform administrative actions in the back office, such as adding and editing publications, projects, and scientist data. It also gives you access to permissions management and workflows. Due to the limited time, we will now focus on depositing simple item in open access to show you how easy it is to cope with DSpace 7 interfaces for scientists of your organizations, administrators, and library employees. Now, I would like to take you through the whole process of adding a publication. We go to Management sidebar on the left, we click on New, Item, and we choose Test Publication Collection. Thanks to its integration with external database, DSpace 7 CRIS can simplify your work of providing items data. As you can see on the screen now, there are quite a few integrations available already and the portfolio is still expanding. The integrations allow you to retrieve some information about the publication from a certain source. They also allow for data interoperability. For example, data entered in one place can be used in another through integration interfaces prepared by DSpace. I will now demonstrate the process of aggregating data by providing the OI number. As you can see, with one click, you have the most of data transferred from external global database. This allows you to save a lot of manual work and avoid errors that can be committed with manual data entry. When it comes to the authors, we can add those that already have profiles in the local database and see the icons showing their affiliation. This also allows us to improve efficiency when filling in a publication form. DSpace 7 CRIS is also integrated with ORCID database, which makes it possible to quickly select authors whose profiles have not yet been created in the repository and connect profiles between these two databases. All the integrated profiles are also marked with ORCID icon, as we can see on the list here. Let's imagine that the publication was created as a part of the project and it has some related datasets. That information could be easily added in DSpace 7 crease using the extended field form. As you can see, you can just click Add More and then Publication References, and now you can just choose any relation between two entities in DSpace 7. Below, you can specify under what kind of license a publication should be published. DSpace offers an easy tool for users who are not well versed in the legal aspects of publishing. Clicking on Creative Commons expands the list of the options. Then, the person submitting the publication only has to answer a few simple questions. As you can see, upon answering the questions, the CC license is automatically assigned to the publication, together with the link to terms and conditions that is generated automatically. The repository contains a mechanism that is able to detect duplicates of publications. If DOI number or title of a publication is the same as another one, the system displays information about a potential duplicate. The person submitting the publication should review the information and decide if it is indeed a duplicate and either go back to the form or discard new submission. In our case here, I know that the new publication is not a duplicate. That's why I click It's not a duplicate and go further. To complete my submission, I need to add our publication file. I can drag and drop the file anywhere on the website or click Browse at the top of the page and upload it manually. Then I need to accept the repository license and tick the checkbox to confirm it. Finally, we should decide if we want to save or deposit an item. Clicking the Save button will temporarily store an item in order to put it into the workflow. Hitting the Deposit button will start the publication publishing process and the publication will be sent to the review. Our deposited publication is available on the list of publications on your submission screen. Once you click on it, the publication is shown and you can see all the data that you have imported by adding existing DOI number and later adjust it as I have demonstrated before. That concludes our demo and what we have prepared for you today. Thank you for joining us.